Hey, this is Evil Adam from Level the Planet, and you're listening to Dilly on Rockers Edge Radio.
Yeah.
All right.
Welcome, everybody, to the Dilly News Rock Show on Rockers Edge Radio and Chaotic Radio as well. Because today we have a very special guest. We are speaking with Adam Reinhold. We practiced the last name before this. I probably got it wrong.
Close. You can just call me Evil or Evil Adam.
Evil Adam is AKA Evil Adam, and he is the guitarist and backup vocalist for Level the Planet. How are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having us on your show. We're very excited about it. So, this is.
Well, thank you also, for, giving us the confidence to, send us your music and to be able to talk about it and highlight it. I'm really excited about that. I have been listening to a lot of the music. So initially I thought this was supposed to be your album release for the first album, but I was wrong, folks. It turns out this is their third album.
Yes.
So they have music coming out really soon for their third album. And tell us the name of the album that you are working on right now, because I think it's great.
So right now we're about to release a new album. It's called Shitty Neighbor. It's almost done. I mean, the recording's done. We're mixing it and mastering it. We're going to finish it this week. And then we're going to throw a big party in the beginning of July. And it's going to be awesome. And it's actually about it's about my neighbor. We used to have a really cool neighbor that lived next door, and we rehearse at my house. So she would come over, drink wine and party with us. And we became really good friends. Well, she recently moved out. So when the new neighbors moved in, we were like, well, we better go warn them. Like, this is what's going on. We might get a little loud sometimes, not too often, but sometimes we get a little loud over here. It gets rowdy. So I invited them over and said, hey, anytime, if we're too loud, let us know, blah, blah, blah. But it's not working out. So we were like, you know what? Let's write a song about it. So that's the idea behind the song is Shitty Neighbor. And it's pretty funny. Our singer Sheena actually reads a text as part of the lyrics in the song. And it's pretty comical. It's fun. It's got like this party punk rock kind of a vibe to it. So I hope hopefully everyone's going to like it. But yeah, that's coming out soon.
Oh, I think everyone's going to love it. Now, we are featuring, today we are going to be featuring music from their second album, because this, again, Shitty Neighbors is going to be coming out. And as he says, they're going to have a big album release party at the end of July for this one. So the music we're going to feature today is from their second album. And tell us a little bit about that. What is the name of your second album?
Our last release was called Dying Flowers. We released it at the end of 2020. So it's been about a year and a half since we've put any new music out. We recorded it in Tampa as well at the same studio. We did a video for it, and it's kind of our catapult album, Dying Flowers. And that song's a little more serious than this Shitty Neighbor song and some of the other stuff off the album. We got a song called Watch It Burn, which is more like a party song, but this one was a little more serious. It's more about losing somebody that's close to you. Not to go into much detail, but it's kind of like that. And I don't know, I thought it was a really good record. I thought it was we had a really good time recording it and doing it. So.
And one of the albums on this album, Dying Flowers, you also have a song featured called Dying Flowers, which we are going to feature today for everyone so that you can, listen to that. And I did notice the difference. I mean, you got a really cool vibe, this really cool punk hard vibe about your music that you can really get into. I love that. I was listening to it in the background, as I'm doing, going about my day, but so that I can be familiar with the music. And the whole time I'm just rocking out. I'm like, you know what? I like this. I like this a lot. And I really like Watch It Burn, so those are the two songs we'll be featuring today, Watch It Burn and Dying Flowers. So Dying Flowers is on that Dying Flowers album as well.
Correct.
And now when you guys wrote this song, like pretty much, I mean, do you guys collaborate together when you do the songwriting, or is there somebody in particular that does most of the songwriting?
We absolutely collaborate on everything. It's I tend to get things started and come up with ideas, and I think of melodies or riffs like that. But the great thing about being in a band and being in a project is, somebody has an idea and I might think it's going to go one way and somebody suggests something else. And then next thing you know, you start kind of bouncing ideas off each other, and it becomes something better than what you even started with. And I think that's one of the great things. I've done solo projects before in the past where I've, done all the music and everything. But there's nothing like working with just great people. When I look around on stage, I'm surrounded by some of the most accomplished, greatest musicians. I have respect for everybody in the band, and it's such a great working environment to be able to do that. So yeah, I mean, even though I probably come up with a lot of the main ideas and themes and stuff like that, there's a lot of interaction between the band on lyrics, music, arrangements, things like that. So it's we all contribute.
Nice. So you have a good mix in there. That's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, since you're the only one I'm talking to today, we don't have the rest of the band today, but we do have Emo Adam. Now, we want to go ahead and just tell us about the rest of the bandmates. So give us their names and what they do in the band so that, they have an idea of who you're talking about, these great people you're talking about.
Absolutely. Our singer's name is Sheena. Sheena is, I'm from South Florida, from Miami area. So is Sheena. She has never done rock music before this band.
Really?
When I met her, she was actually never even sang in English before this band. English apparently is her second language, as far as I can tell. But she does it very well. I think she's a natural. She was born to do this and didn't realize that she's done all Spanish music. She's done stuff with very accomplished artists, big names. A lot of them I'm not familiar with because I don't know all the artists in the Spanish community, but she's done a lot of backing vocals for national acts. She's done festivals and tours and played all over the place. So when someone told her I was looking for a singer and it's a rock band, and we got together and we just started doing like Janis Joplin's type stuff. And we were doing Stevie Nicks and just trying to all right, what do you know that I know? And where can we meet in the middle? So we started playing music, and she just gravitated to rock music, and she loves it. We just went to Welcome to Rockville. We were there all week, to see all the bands and stuff, and see Nine Inch Nails and Kiss and all these bands. So she's really into the whole rock music scene, which is great. And at some point I said, because you come from this Latin background, we've been talking about it. We've been together almost 2 years now playing music. And since we got together, we're like, why don't we do something in Spanish? Why don't we do a song, that's
right? That would be awesome.
Like rock, really, really mix our influences together. And so on the new album, we do have a song that's in Spanish, completely in Spanish. There's a horn section, but it's a rock song, So we kind of took that and we said, let's start mixing our influences more. And then on bass, we got JD, who is just a straight rocker. I mean, this guy is just old school rock, metalhead. He's from Ohio. He's done a lot of stuff as well. And then on drums, we got Luca, who's actually from Italy. And he's an amazing, accomplished drummer. He's done a lot of session work. He's toured and everything with a lot of bands. He's more, of a, he can just do anything, as far as drums go. He can play everything from jazz to rock to metal. He's more into modern rock type stuff and heavier stuff that we're doing, but he can do everything. So it's a great mix. It's really fun working with these guys, and gal.
Oh no, that's great. And again, I just wanted to make sure that you kind of brought them up and who they were and what they did in the band, since we couldn't get all of the members today in the interview. We don't want to leave anybody out, but yeah, I've been watching the videos as well too, because you do have a video for Dying Flowers, and I was watching also some of the just the other videos and through your social media and stuff like that, what you guys have been posting, and I've been listening, and Sheena has an amazing voice.
Oh yeah,
I love her voice, and so for her for English not to be her first language, and she's singing rock in English, you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it, no, because she's amazing, and she's got a really great, what is it, that that front personality, that front personality. She really seems to have that stage persona because I watched some of the videos where you guys were, performing on stage at a couple
Right.
of the festivals that you played at, on your social media. And I
Cool.
loved her stage presence. I love her
Yeah.
outfits that she wears. Like she goes all out and, we're here, we're in your face.
Oh
And
yeah.
I think that's
Command
great.
attention. Definitely commands attention. Takes a lot of pressure off of me. You know what I mean? It's like
Like
yeah,
all eyes
you
on her,
take
but
over. Yeah, you take
no,
over.
it
I'll
was
just
great. I loved her
cool.
presence. I love that about it. And I do like when bands, will incorporate as well female fronts or just, even, females with the bands as well, because with that collaboration, you can get such a different, pitch and genre, just, with your music and stuff like that, having a woman being able to get in there and sing that hard rock, but with you, not, not necessarily
Right.
just her by herself, So I really
Right.
love that. And I'm glad we were able to talk about that and bring it up. And hopefully next time we can get the whole band because they are
Yes.
still working on the new album, which is not out yet. But when they are done with that new album and their album release party is done, they can send us the music and we'll play that as well here for you guys on Rockers Edge Radio. Or if you want, we can always do like a follow-up interview where we can get everybody and, maybe coordinate everybody at that time. That would be fantastic as well.
Yeah, that would be great. I wish we could have done it today. It just everybody was kind of off, schedule changes, and I know I had to reschedule you a couple times, and I'm like, all right, we just gotta jump in and do this interview because last week, we're at
it's hard sometimes. Yeah, it can be hard sometimes, especially when you've got so many different people, it's like a lot of different schedules to try to coordinate that. It's really hard sometimes to get the whole band, so that's like a rarity thing, but if we have time, we can always, go back and try that some other time, no problem. But now the music though, like I said, I really like the music. And when you guys were writing the music now, talking about Watch It Burn,
Mm-hmm.
I love this. It's very catchy. It sticks in your head. The song it's just really great. But now tell me a little bit about the writing process. What was that song about? Like, what did that mean to you guys?
Yeah, Watch It Burn was kind of it's kind of an anthem in a way for us. It was we because with the name Level the Planet, a lot of people have different interpretations what it means. Like the word level can mean to destroy something. It can mean level as far as like music goes, turn up the level. Level can mean to make things fair, to make things even, to unify things, equality. So music's subjective. So when I was saying in the lyric, there's a saying, let's light the world on fire, which I use in the song. And when you talk about lighting the world on fire, you're talking about like getting people's attention, waking people up, getting people motivated. But it also has, when you add that sinister kind of a side to it, because I want to watch it burn. You know what I mean? It's like it's a play on words, and I wanted to make it where the listener could kind of it's almost a contrast, of sayings. Like the name of our band, it can be very contrast. It can mean one way or another depending on the person. Yeah. So that was kind of how it started. The idea, I was like, let's light the world on fire. I want to watch it burn. Kind of became like a mantra, like like an anthem. And then so I had the lyric, and I have this guitar that a friend of mine made me. It's actually a what do you call it? A cigar box guitar. It has two strings on it, and I got it as a birthday gift, and I've had it hanging on my wall for years and never really played it. So one day I took it. Let me show it to you. Actually,
okay, yeah, that'd be great.
So I'm not going to play it. So this is what it looks like. It's a 2-string guitar. It's made out of a cigar. I have a couple of these. This isn't the original one that I got, but I don't know if you could see that close.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Actually has a bottle cap as the bridge. It's 2 strings, 1 pickup, a volume knob, which happens to be a dice, but it's very cool. And I sat down with it one day and I just started playing that riff, just messing around like that, the main riff of the song. And I was like, just started singing those lyrics to it. You know what I mean? And I said, this is going to be cool. This is going to be a cool song. So that's kind of where it began. And then we started working on it and started playing with an arrangement and whatever. So it was fun to be able to play that guitar in the studio. It's really fun when I play it live because a lot of people don't know what it is. They're like,
Uh-huh.
is that a banjo? What do you got up there with you? Like they don't know
What's he
what
got
that
up
is.
there?
Yeah, what are you playing? And it is typically played in the South. It's more of like a blues instrument.
Yes.
It's more of an old school, so it just has a real like grainy, dirty sound to it, and I just really like it. So I just started using it, and I'll probably be writing more songs with it. Just kind of, it's interesting and it's fun. So that's where the song started. You just never know. You just never
Oh, it's
know where a song
great
starts.
sound too. It
Yeah,
really is. And like I said, I mean, it's just you can't help but just start banging your head to it and going, wait, I have to stop and I have to listen to this. You can't just have that in the background. You have to actually stop and listen to it and listen to the words. And then you start getting into it, and
nice.
I loved it. I love it, So, and I'm always
Awesome.
happy to be able to hear, new music because it's like something new to me that it absolutely grabbed my attention, because it's
Cool.
like, oh, that's got a really great beat. Oh, that's really catchy, it's sticking in my head. And I'm like, I love that because I know a lot of our listeners are going to be able to love it as well, because it's going to stick in their heads too, So I was just like, that's a great song. I love that song. And as much as I like Dying Flowers, there's a big contrast to the words and the feel of both of these songs, But again, great songs, both are great songs. And of course, I've also been listening to some of the other songs that you have, like Love You Like a Tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
I just the title alone. I like the title alone. It makes me want to go, well, okay, let's listen to that, some more, because it's just got, a different type of a title, that grabs you as
Sure.
well. Yeah. And tell us a little bit about that one, because I thought that was a fun song. I know we're not featuring that today, but we will
Right.
play it on Rockers Edge Radio for everybody on rotation. But tell us about that one, because I thought that was kind of fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that song, New Tattoo, again, it's a lot. It's another. I think it's a fun song. There's a lot of references to. It's funny when we did the last album, Dying Flowers. When we recorded this song, Dying Flowers. Our engineer that we were working with, he goes, I really like this song. He goes, this is your most mature song. And I thought about it, and I said, you know what? I said, we have a song about lighting shit on fire. We have a song about tattoos and nipple piercings and drugs. And I'm like, I hope that, like, that's not saying much. You know what I mean? That's like, if you're
But
saying we
it's
have a
rock and
mature
roll,
song.
baby.
Yeah, like you're saying Dying Flowers is our most mature song. And I'm like thinking about, well, that's like every song, like New Tattoo, there's references and it's a play on words. It's like we say things like in there, like you pick me up like a fresh cut line, and you go down smooth, like whatever, and, like a beer or what, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of alcohol, drug, rock and roll references to it, but a lot of it's just metaphor. And saying I love you like a new tattoo and things like that in the song. So it's more like tongue in cheek. It was really fun. So I was like, I didn't know we wrote mature songs. So it was like, it's
You're like,
like,
that was
but yeah,
mature.
but yeah, and that was one of the probably one of the first songs when we got together we started working on was that song. And it's just, it kind of has almost like an industrial, not industrial, like almost gothic kind of a riff to it, but the way Sheena sings it makes it more rock and roll, more, I guess, more alternative rock sounding. But yeah, and then I think that was probably one of the songs that we sent to Fever International Music Group, who thankfully for them introduced me to you and got us this interview. And they've been doing a lot of good for us, getting our music out there, getting us on the radio, getting us, promotion and stuff like that. So I want to thank them
Oh, yes,
before I
definitely.
forget.
Oh
Thank you,
yeah,
Fever.
definitely. Thank you very
Thank you,
much,
TC.
for Fever International Music Group and everything. And actually, the Dot Connector as well, because I got connected with Fever International through Dot Connector. So
Oh,
it just goes down the line, people just collaborating everywhere. So yeah, so through
yeah,
them, I was able to talk with some of the people from Fever International Music, and they're like, yeah, we would love for you to be able to interview some of our clients and our artists. And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
nice.
And so you're one of the first people from there, the first group from there. And I loved it. I love the music. I love the
Okay, good.
sound. I love the look. You guys have the look on stage. I like the face paint on your
Yeah.
face. I like the theatrical music, face
Yep.
painting and stage presence as well. You know, because
Awesome.
there's a difference when you go see a band and they're just a hard rock band, you just want to go and jam out and everything. And
Hmm.
then when you go see another band that's got the full stage, or not full even, but like you got stage theatrics,
Yeah,
you got these amazing costumes, and this amazing way of doing your face makeup and something that'll grab the attention, of the audience, and just, it makes up for some people, it makes them get into it more
I think
because
so. And
then you feel
that's
you have a more of a show than just
correct.
a concert.
Yeah, and that's important to us. Like, I mean, I've always grown up listening to more like bands like AC/DC and Metallica, where they just show up in jeans and t-shirts and rock out, you know. But I feel like, but I've also like Kiss was one of my favorite bands when I was a kid. And to me, that this whole aspect of in this, especially in this day and age, I mean, there's so much other things to do than go see a concert. I mean, you can sit at home and watch Netflix and sit on your couch and air condition and not go out. So when we do shows and those doors open and I see people coming in through those doors to come see the show, it's such a good feeling because they could be doing anything else, you know, and I want to give them their money's worth. I feel like they deserve that. I owe that to them. So for us, like you said, with the face paint and the costumes and the smoke, and I mean, we throw shit at them, they throw shit at us. We like during Dying Flowers, she hands out roses to everybody. She's throwing
Nice.
rose petals and stuff. Things get broken. You know, it's anarchy sometimes, depending on the show. And we change it up and we try and do different things, and with whatever, with light shows and explosions and fire and whatever we can afford that week, because it does get expensive.
Oh
When
yeah. But it's
but
great though, because when you do that, like you said, you have people coming in, but I think that also it brings people in because
yeah,
they know they're going to get a little bit of a show, not just that concert. Because even on Netflix, people can just sit home and watch a concert on Netflix too,
sure,
and
it's not
one
the
of
same.
their choice even.
you know
you know
when you go to a show and you're there and you're in the audience, and it's not even always the music and the band, it's the people around you in the audience, it's what's going on, it's meeting up with friends, and us being locked up for so long. Like I said, we put out that Dying Flowers EP in 2020, and then everything got shut down and we barely even got to tour on it, we barely got to do shows. So it's kind of like, it's like, all right, what do we do? So now that everything's opened up, it's like, I feel like we want to get people to come back out and
Yeah.
have some fun. And I know people want that experience. So it's been a lot of fun.
Oh,
Definitely has
and
been a
yeah,
lot of fun.
like I said, I mean, I thought that was great, the presence that you do. And again, like I said, I think it will bring more people in because a lot of us are so tired of being home. We want out. We want to get
Yeah.
out. We want to see shows. We want to be entertained, because that's really important for people's mental health too, to be able to release the stress and come back and go, God, that was such a great show. And you just feel good about being out there for a little bit,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that is a really big deal. So I think it's great because I feel like when, like yourself, you said that you feel like you owe this to the fans, you owe this to the people to make them come in and give them that show, give them their money's worth and make it worth their while of coming out of the house and coming down to see you live and in person and enjoying everything in person, because it really is about that connection and the camaraderie that you have with the people you're playing with, and the people you're playing for, about that, and that you are thinking of the people that are coming out there. So it just makes it fun. And like I said, that song to me, I felt like it was just fun and, something really to just be able to go and have a good time with. It's a party song, and I love that you're that party band that you want to bring that for your fans. Because I saw that you are doing shows. Are you doing like small tours right now, or are you just kind of doing local shows right now?
We're doing both. We're doing some. We got a couple local shows coming up. Memorial Day. We're back in Tampa now. We're playing with Little Xan and Dropout Kings this Monday, which is a national thing. And then we're off for a month. We're going to be working on the new. Officially, this is our last show before we officially do the Shitty Neighbors shows, which we're calling it for 2022. So yeah, we'll be back at it. It kicks off in Tampa, July 2nd. We'll be at the Brass Mug for our album release party, and then we got. I mean, you can check us out on social media, on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, and we'll have a list of the shows coming out soon. But it's, we'll be in Satellite Beach. I know we're going to be in Orlando. We're going to be in St. Pete. We're going to be, so we're going to, we're going to start hitting other cities and other places. So a lot of from the West Coast and the East Coast. So.
Well, it sounds like you already got a full schedule ahead of you, so that's fantastic. So you make sure, you heard that, folks, here on Rockers Edge Radio. Make sure you follow them, follow LeVel the Planet. They've got a lot of shows coming up. So then you're going to get, a lot of opportunities to be able to go out and catch them live, and after you hear this music, you're definitely going to want to go catch them live. Now, we've got 2 songs, and we have 2 tracks to play for everyone here on the Daily News Rock Show. And so we have Dying Flowers and we have Watch It Burn. Do you have a preference of what you want to hear first, or what you want us to play first?
Let's do Watch It Burn. That's one of my favorite songs off our last album. So one of my favorite songs playing live. So
I really like that one too, because it really caught my attention, and it was just something that stuck in my head. It's got that beat that you just want to keep going. You don't want the song to end. Nice. And I love it. So, okay, everybody here tuning in to the Rockers Edge Radio here on the Daily News Rock Show. We are speaking with Evil Adam of LeVel the Planet. He is the guitarist and backup vocalist. And we are going to be playing Watch It Burn. And this is from their second album, Dying Flowers.
All right.
Give me one quick moment, and we're going to play that for you.
Let's light the world on fire. I want to watch it burn. Let's light the world on fire. I want to watch it burn. Let's light the world on fire. I want to watch it burn. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Let's light the world on fire. I want to watch it burn. Let's light the world on fire. I want to watch it burn.
All right. And once again,
Yeah.
that was Watch It Burn by LeVel the Planet. And we
All right.
are speaking with Evil Adam from LeVel the Planet
Yes.
right now. You heard that
Woo.
on Rockers Edge Radio, Daily News Rock Show. Like I said before, you can't help it. That's a song that just sticks in your head, and then even afterward, you still want to go. Da, 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 da. You're still walking around banging your head to that. I love it.
Nice.
And like I
Yeah,
said, her
that's
voice is great. I love her
oh
voice.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. She's got a great voice. It was meant for rock and roll. Yeah, and that's like just a sing along. Let's get people going and seeing people out in the audience going, nah, 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 just singing along to it and mouthing the words and yelling it to us. It's a really good feeling when people you see that in the crowd, so it
Well,
makes
I
us
mean,
feel
I
good.
was. And we're gonna cover this, the music part with the promo pics when the music's playing on the visual. But yeah, I was over there. No, no, no. I'm doing the same thing.
Cool, cool.
Absolutely love it. Now, when you guys formed in what 2019?
Yeah, right at the end of 2019, we got together. Yep.
Okay, and when you guys collaborated, did you know already the rest of the band members, or was it you guys just like slowly like through other connections? How did you guys actually come together? Now you talked about
Yeah.
when you met with Sheena, but what about the rest of the band?
Yeah, we kind of we didn't know each other at that point yet. Started working with Sheena. We found JD first. We found our bass player first. We started. I'm not even sure how we found him. He just kind of showed up one day. We were auditioning lots of bass players. He had moved from Ohio, and just he had a lot going on. And then one day he just contacted me and he says, "Hey, I'm your bass player.
Nice.
I'm your guy." We're like, "Okay, come on." And he was right. And then Luca, I actually talked to. He was in Italy at the time. I talked to him on the WhatsApp app or whatever it's called, WhatsApp or whatever, because it was international call. And he says, "Hey, I'm going to be in Tampa." He's says, professional drummer. I've been touring with this band. I've been doing session work and stuff. And he sent me some videos of him playing. And he said he was relocating here. So again, like we went through multiple drummers. We have like we're the Spinal Tap of drummers. Like, I mean, we went through probably it's probably like 8 or 9 drummers, like just trying different people out and trying to work with people, and just for whatever reason couldn't find the right person. So yeah, so luckily we found somebody that stuck so far, and he's an accomplished musician, and we got together, and here we are. So, but yeah,
Nice, nice. Well, no,
none of us knew each other. It was just kind of meeting through other mutual friends, basically, and other people in the scene, and it's pretty cool with the scene here too, as far as, and I've noticed it in other scenes as well. I'm from South Florida, so I started out playing music in Fort Lauderdale and Miami, where once you kind of get connected, even though it's a big city, it's a major city, the scene is very well connected. Like everybody kind of knows everybody that's involved in it.
so once again, for everyone just tuning in to the Daily News Rock Show on Rockers Edge Radio, and also still featured visuals on Chaotic Radio, we are speaking with Evil Adam, guitarist and backup vocalist for LeVel the Planet. And we have been talking about the music that they have coming out. They have a new album coming out called Shitty Neighbor. I love the title. I love the story behind that, the title of that. And then we have featured music right now that we are featuring is from their second album, Dying Flowers. They also have a first album called Hung Up. Is that right? Hung Up?
Yes.
So they have 3 albums out. Again, the third one will have an album release party for them at the end of July 22nd at the Brass
July
Hub.
2nd, beginning of July 2nd.
Oh, I'm sorry, July 2nd. I thought I said 22nd. Yeah. July 2nd.
Yep.
So they'll have an album release party for that. And we just played one of the songs, Watch It Burn, right here on Rockers Edge Radio for everyone. But we also have another song to play, so we're not done yet. So now, is there anybody though, like you want to maybe give a little shout out? I mean, like who produced your music? And did the engineer? Did you guys also do that? Was it self-produced, or did you have somebody else come in and do that?
We worked with his name's Preston. At the time, the studio was called Master Sound, and we recorded the first album. It was a storefront, and then when everything shut down, you had to close the business. But he moved all his equipment to his house, so we actually recorded our last 2 albums in a garage.
Wow.
But it's
garage band.
Yeah, so we're a garage band now. But yeah, I mean, he's upgraded everything. He's amazing. He's got such a great ear. He's helped us. He's kind of like he has input. You know, when we go in the studio, he'll make suggestions. We actually, with this song "Dying Flowers," this was one, like, because time is money. You know, when you go in the studio, it's not cheap. So you go in there, you want to be well prepared, and you want to have everything exactly mapped out, exactly how you want to do it. This was one of the songs where we kind of had a structure, you know, and we knew like what we were gonna do. And he helped push this song and help, you know, so he was kind of a fifth member during this song, which was really cool as part of the whole production part of it. So, you know, that was an interesting way to do it. The guitar solo that I did in the song wasn't the original guitar solo that I had written for it.
Oh.
But coincidentally, when we went in there, Eddie Van Halen just passed away, probably a day or two before that, and our drummer is a huge Eddie Van Halen fan. So I decided for the solo, it starts out with finger tapping, which Eddie Van Halen made famous. So I was like, I kind of want to do a tribute to Eddie Van Halen.
Nice.
Not that I'm Eddie Van Halen. Don't don't confuse me with he's a master at his craft. Anybody that could even get close to that, it would be amazing. But I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of it was kind of my shout out, you know what I mean? To like, all right, you know, he's one of the masters at this instrument. And I said, I want to do some finger tapping because that's something he introduced to the world. I'm sure there's other people doing it before him, but he made it famous. So that's kind of a little backstory to, you know, the production and the way the song came together. It was just kind of one of those things, but yeah, but it was fun. It was great to do.
No, and that's cool. And you know, and that's one of the reasons that I like to ask, you know, artists like the process and how this came together and stuff like that, because sometimes it can be a completely different story than what you might initially think, you know.
Sure.
So you know, it's always a little interesting to have more information. And again, that's the whole reason for the Daily News Rock Show, is to be able to talk to artists as yourself and to highlight the projects that you have going on and to find out a little bit of that background information.
Yeah,
You know,
and I love that too. I'm a
right?
big fan of music. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't a huge fan. Like when I meet other artists and we do shows with other bands that I'm big fans of, it's hard for me to not be like fanboy, be like, hey, can I get a picture with you? I'm a huge fan. You know what I mean? And they're like, you know, it's not. And
Like,
I
we
think
just shared the
most
stage
bands
with you. What are you talking about?
yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah. So it's I think a lot of bands are like that. Like we wouldn't be doing this if we weren't fans ourselves, you know? So it's a big honor when I hear about how songs came together from other bands. Like I want to know, because I know our process might be different than theirs, and our process changes song to song. And especially with that song, lyrically, to me, it was more about like losing somebody that's close to it. When I wrote this song, it was really more about having somebody in your life that you love, but they're not there for you emotionally, you know? So it was more of like the song "Dying Flowers" was like, all you bring is dying flowers, meaning, you know, I'll bring you flowers as a gift, but they've been cut and they're put in water. They're in the process of dying now. They're not growing. They're not blooming. They're not becoming something great. And I was kind of looking at it like a relationship where it looked beautiful, but we all know that once you cut the stems off of flowers, they're now dying. And that was kind of the idea behind the song, relating it to a relationship of, it might look nice, it might look beautiful, but it's in the process of ending. Where when we went to go do the video, the Dave Moto was our photographer at the time and our videographer. His interpretation of the song is he thought it was about soldiers in war, that we were singing about, you know, so everybody kind of had their own interpretation. So even in the video, you'll see, because of his interpretation, like I don't want to tell him how to do his job. He had great ideas for the video, and I said, "Wow, that's moving, that's touching." Where in the video, it's more about her losing somebody, like somebody passes away, which wasn't really my intention originally of the song. But when you're saying "dying flowers," it's kind of you're talking about the death of something, whether it's you know, metaphoric or for real. But his interpretation of the song was about soldiers that we've lost. He's an ex-vet, so people take on things personal more on a personal level.
Gravitate to what you're familiar with.
What you know. So when he made the video, it's still kind of vague, the meaning of it. But and I like that. I like when people just kind of take on their own meaning to the song and let it mean to them what it means. And if they can hold on to it and it's personal to them, then that's always a good thing. And I love that I just love that about music and art. You could have 100 people look at a painting and all have different interpretations of it.
Exactly.
So that's
what
still
I love. Beautiful to everyone in their own way.
Sure.
Yep. So like you said, I mean, I thought that was a great metaphor because it can go, like you said, for a relationship. Now the stem has been cut. So at some point, you're on a time limit, on how long that's going to last. Like you said, he's a vet, so he automatically gravitated towards, losing, a lot of those vets out there, a lot of the people that have went out and, fought for our country or, to protect another one, so it's what, whatever, like you said, the fans are going to gravitate to where that makes them feel, and I just thought it was really great though, because it leaves that openness that you can kind of put your self-interpretation into it. But I thought it was really cool at the same time in the visual, I liked the video. I did watch the video. So cool. Also make sure to check out the videos that they have going for this as well. It's really cool. You got a good visual there. And then you also have one where, where they're on stage and, and they have that presence that we were talking about. So that gives you also another idea for, fans to just go back and check out their site and check out the videos that they have out as well. So you're getting a better idea of what, Adam is talking about.
Awesome. So, thank you.
And with that, we're going to play Dying Flowers for you here. Now, again, this is off of the second album for Dying Flowers, also titled Dying Flowers. So make sure to check them out, follow them on their sites, check out all their albums. And this is a song that we're going to be playing for you next. Okay, now we're ready to play it for you because now it's connected. So once again, for everybody just tuning in, this is the Dylan News Rock Show on Rockers Edge Radio. And we are speaking with Evil Adam, guitarist, backup vocalist for LeVel the Planet. And they have 3 albums out right now. We are featuring songs from their second album because their third album, Shitty Neighbor. I love that title. I just love that title because all of us have dealt with some type of a neighbor that has just gotten under your skin at some point or another, and I think that's something that we can all relate to. But that album is going to be released in July. So we are playing music for you here from their second album, which was just released in 20, you said?
Yeah, 2020, October of 2020. Yep.
October of 2020, and of course, shutdown happened after all that, so they couldn't really do too much promoting on it, but they can now. And so we are going to play "Dying Flowers" from LeVel the Planet.
Awesome, thank you.
Check it out. That was awesome. I loved it. I love it. I love the tempo change in the middle, you know,
Uh-huh.
because you got more of that little bit, that harder sound. And then it kind of gives you a little bit of that, just that little pop rock type thing. And then back to that hard sound again. So you get a little bit
Nice.
of that break and tempo change. I really like that. I enjoyed it. I love Sheena's voice, you know, again, you know, so if you're just tuning in, we are speaking with Evil Adam of Level the Planet. We just played Dying Flowers off of their second album, and that is also titled Dying Flowers. And again, they are going to have a third album coming out called Shitty Neighbors. And I laugh every time I say it, just because it made, you know, like, God, I could have really used that song a long time ago. It reminds me of a particular neighbor too.
Yes.
I think we all have that neighbor. But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
I've
think
been
we
having
all
a great
have that
time
neighbor.
talking with you and learning about the band and how you guys came together. It's fantastic. Is there anybody that maybe you want to like just talk about, or somebody you want to bring up, anybody that maybe we didn't touch on, or perhaps a little funny story?
I want to thank, there's so many people I want to thank. I want to thank my wife, Nadia. She's been a big supporter of the band. She does a lot of our photography, a lot of those live videos that you see. She puts together, handles a lot of our social media type stuff that we're doing. She's great. We've been surrounded by a lot of really good people. There's been a lot of great venues, promoters all over the place. You know, we play all over, but I want to thank we're based in Tampa, and even though we don't play here as much as we used to because we're doing other things, this is our home. I love the Tampa Bay music community, the Tampa Bay metal scene. And the funny thing about being in Tampa is, if you know anything about this area, this is like it still is the death metal capital of the world. I mean, bands that have come out of here are some of the heaviest, most brutal bands around, and we're not that. You know, we're not in there. So it's kind of weird when we first came out and the name Level the Planet, people didn't know what to do with us here locally. You know, they kind of, like, a lot of the promoters, a lot of the venues, they just would hear the name and think we were some screamo deathcore band. So they would book us accordingly, because, you know, when you're first starting out, you're just taking whatever gigs you can. Like, we didn't care. We'll play any venue. We'll play a bowling alley, a skating rink, a backyard. Like, you know what I mean? We were like, we just need to get out there and get out there as much as possible. So a lot of the promoters really didn't know what to do with us, and it's really funny because we're kind of finding our niche, and we're finding bands that fit our style that we've been touring with and doing a lot of shows with. But we still end up on shows where it's, you know, we're not that death metal, heavy, you know, that grindcore sound that this city's known for. So when we do play locally, it is so great to see that community coming out to see us. You look out in the audience and you see people wearing obituary shirts and Cannibal Corpse shirts, and they're coming to see Level of the Planet, and you're going, you know, so it's really great that they've embraced us, even though we're part of the community. We're part of the music scene. And it's a really great atmosphere. How people support each other. They share each other's music. They share each other's flyers. You'll see bands wearing other local bands' t-shirts on stage or when they go out and things like that. And it's really great to have, you know, opportunities to be on shows like what you're doing and giving exposure to, you know, we're not headliners at, you know, Rockville yet. You know what I mean? Like, we want to be there, but we're not, you know, we don't pull the same thing like what a Metallica does or a Nine Inch Nails does. And, you know, we're working towards that. And thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to get us some exposure and get us out there and introduce us to people that might not have ever even thought to look for us, you know, because at this day and age with music, it's like anybody with a laptop can put a song out. So it's so saturated and it's so hard to cut through and get your ideas and your music out there. So we really appreciate what you're doing for just the whole music scene, you know, in the community and people like you. So thank you for that. We appreciate it.
Oh yeah, and again, thank you too for coming on, because that's one of the things that we really like about is that we can feature so many different artists, you know, from all over the place, and we want to be able to highlight, you know, their projects to find out about them, not just play the music alone, because then you don't know about the band, you know, and much about them to go looking for them. So at least this way, you know, it helps fans out there and go, oh, hey, I really heard this really cool band on Dilly's show. It was really cool. It was Level the Planet, you know, and this is where you go find him, and or whatever, you know, because it just, you know, and I found out about him because she was talking with the guitarist and this is what he said or that, you know, and that will really resonate with people and stick with people because it makes it more personal.
Yeah, very cool.
And then you feel like I mean, I can't wait for the new album to come out. Just the title of the album alone, Shitty Neighbor, makes me want to buy it right now.
Nice. I can't wait to send it to you. I can't, as soon as it's done. I was hoping to have it ready by today. It's probably going to be another week or two. And it's stressful because it's, you know, we still got a little over a month before it actually drops, but it's like, I want it done right now. Like it's all recorded. Our part's done. We're just waiting, you know, so it's still, it's mixed. We're in the process of mastering it. I'm going to say within a couple of days, it's going to be completely done, you know? So as soon as it's ready, we want to send it to you, let you hear it first, you know, and hopefully you love it and, you know, start getting hopefully get some traction. So by the time it gets released, people can go and we're everywhere, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, wherever you want to go. You know, you can find our latest releases on all the major streaming places. So hopefully when this is done and we put it out there, people will tune in and check it out.
Oh yeah. And honestly, I'm looking forward to hearing the Spanish rock song.
Oh yeah,
that you have on your new one. I really am. I mean, and honestly, we've featured other artists before where they have dabbled also in different languages, and they, you know, they put out rock music in different languages and stuff. And we actually got some really good feedback about that because people are like, dude, that was so cool. He was like rocking out. Even if I didn't understand a word he said, I understood the song because I was in it, you know, and that's cool because, you know, it makes that understanding that music really is universal. You know, now I'll be able to understand it myself. I am Spanish. I speak Spanish because I am Spanish, so I'll be able to understand it.
Good. So you'll know. So
yeah,
you'll know
I'll know what they're saying.
Yeah, people. I played it to a couple of people, and they're like, "What is this song about?" I have no idea. I like it, but I don't know what it's. You know. So yeah, but I think we're hoping to get it out in other countries, Puerto Rico and Cuba and Mexico and Argentina and other Spanish-speaking places. That's a big part of it. We're most likely going to go to Puerto Rico and film the video there, or Cuba and film the video there. Our singer's part Cuban. Nice. And we actually added a saxophone player on the song. It's called Todavía. Todavía Colegada is the whole name of the song. But so we actually brought in this amazing guy, Nick. He's an amazing saxophone player. He went to Berkeley College. He's incredible. So he came in and laid down all his parts. And for our big album release party, he's going to come up on stage and play with us. And so we'll have saxophone for that song when we redo it.
I love when you add the non-traditional instrument in the band. I love that because then it shows the talent and that you can really bring that in and mix it in, and it just gives it that different sound. How very cool. Again, I'm excited to hear the new album. So yeah, as soon as you have that, you can send it in. We'll play it, you know, and hopefully people, when it drops, people go, hey, I know that song. I've heard that song on Rockers Edge Radio.
There you go. Perfect.
Now, also, now you told everybody where they can find you on all the different platforms they can find you. Once again, we are speaking with Evil Adam from Level the Planet. We've played 2 of the tracks from their second album. The third album will drop in July, and again, called Shitty Neighbor. The second album is Dying Flowers, just like one of the songs that we played. And the first album is Hung Up. So you can go back to their websites and always go back and, you know, check out those albums, check out the music, check out the videos that they have out. And if you go to Puerto Rico, or is that actually Puerto Rico for the video, the new video?
Either Puerto Rico or Cuba, yeah.
Yeah, I think that cool because then you're adding that connection from the singer, not just, you know, the lyrics changing, you know, and being in Spanish. Because so I think that's really cool because then you're personalizing things with your music. And I think that with fans, I think that's really cool because that resonates because it's a personal thing. And then you kind of have people that go, oh, that's so cool. I'm from there. I love being there or whatever. And then you get more of that personal feeling back and forth, you know, with you and the fan and what you guys are doing. everything that you're about, I really like. I've liked everything I've heard so far, from you, and you guys just
Awesome.
sound like a really great band. And the fact that you guys came together without knowing each other,
Mm-hmm.
and we're still able to make this great collaboration, I think it's fantastic, because a lot of bands, will say, hey, we grew up together, or I've known this
Right.
person for so long, or it, even if they didn't know each other, they had some type of a connection for a long time. And you guys, basically, you got a bunch of strangers together and came up with something fantastic.
Yeah, and we've become family. And like I said, we've been together a little over 2 years now. So it's like, we've really gotten to know each other well. When you spend a lot of time in the same room, same hotel, same van or whatever, it's like you really get to know each other, and it's just you become this dysfunctional family, but it's a family, and we all
Exactly,
we
family
enjoy
nonetheless.
it. Yeah, yeah. So it's something we've chosen to do, and we enjoy it. And, it's been a lot of fun.
Well, like I said, I enjoyed the music. I was happy to talk to you. I really appreciate that you sent us the music. Once again, thank you to Fever International Music Group for
Yes,
connecting the interview. Also, Dot Connector for connecting us with Fever International. Because, like you
awesome.
said, we're all connected somewhere or another. So I really love this. This was fantastic. Once again, you're listening to Adam on the Daily News Rock Show on Rockers Edge Radio. We are doing a Zoom interview. The visual will go up on the Chaotic Radio YouTube channel, our sister station, and that is Chaotic with a K, not a CH. And how about you? Why don't you close us out? Usually I say, thanks for tuning in, everybody, and don't forget, come back for more. But why don't you do that favor? Why don't you close us out today?
Hey, thanks for tuning in. You're here with Dilly. Listen to Chaotic Radio. We're Level the Planet. Thank you so much for having us, Dilly. We appreciate it. I love what you're doing. I love you giving us this opportunity, making our dreams come true. Everybody out there, y'all rock. Thank you so much. Awesome.
And thank you, everybody, for tuning in and listening for our amazing interview with Adam from Level the Planet. And don't forget, come back for more. Yeah. That was awesome. So that, yeah.